Namaste. Yeah. They're not going to like this at all.
No.
100% not going to like this video. You know? Yeah, India was good. Place to be to break through stuff. Okay? But again, the golden age of India was way, way long ago. Now it's just filled with a lot of filth. Okay, shit everywhere. Literally, shit everywhere. You know, they want to talk about, you know, we're so low. And I've heard them actually in India, heard them say, we are so low that we don't even rate a caste system. Now, this had to be coming out of the mouth of some very high, holier-than-thou Brahmin, because I sure guarantee it's not the untouchables that are saying that. Well, I got news for you. You can have your caste system, okay? You can have your fakes that you want to, you know, let them take all your money, sit them on a golden throne, proclaim they're so wonderful, an incarnation, and let them take you to the cleaners and steal everything you have. Okay? Wisdom is not owned by the Indians. I got news for you. Spirituality is not owned by the Indians. Okay? Have somebody come here and say, you didn't use any what is it? You didn't use any, when you were speaking, any text, any. And then when I'm explaining text, people say, you don't do your own thing. Why are you not, you can't win for losing. Then you get ones like Nityananda, full of shit. Says he's talking from these texts, gives out a thing, and has no idea what the heck he's talking about. Takes it out of context, spins it 180 degrees, and they're all in awe of it. Unbelievable. Okay. No, India was a good place because it's shocking with what's there.
I understand, yeah. Makes sense.
And people want to uphold it as this big spiritual place where they take women, burn them in kitchen fires because they don't have enough dowry. When they get older, they throw them out in the streets to go beg. This is your holy, holy India. Okay? Not even a decent sewage system. They're shitting everywhere. Okay? Shitting in the fields, shitting in the roadways, shit anywhere. And yet, they want to come to me and tell me I'm a hypocrite. Okay? I'm going against this great incarnation. What the hell is he doing for anybody there in India? Okay? Other than taking people's money, enslaving them, and then throwing them out when they have no money left. Okay? These are your great Indian gurus over there. Okay? Nobody gives a fucking rat's ass there. They don't even put in a decent sewage system. Holy cows, the holy cows. And what do I see there when I'm living there? I'm going to get honest about India today because I've had enough of this bullshit. I've had enough. Sanatana Dharma can take care of itself. It can. Maybe you should have somebody teaching it that understands what it's pointing to. Okay? When you're in India, you don't even shake a man's hand. You don't let them take a picture with you because they go back to their local village and say they're having sex with you. This is the kind of mindset there. Rape is coming more and more to the forefront every day. And are they protecting women? They have no respect for women. Absolutely none there. Okay? And you got these delusional fool women in this country that want to run to India because they think, oh, there's Kali, there's Devi, all these Devis. They put women on pedestals. They know they're goddesses. Oh, really? They don't respect women. They don't respect anyone. Okay? Absolutely no respect whatsoever. Okay? I live my truth. I talk against charging for spirituality. I don't charge, so don't dare come here and say I'm a hypocrite. I've had enough of that bullshit. Okay? I'm going to call it out. Bullshit. 100%. The life I say I have lived, I have lived. I have not padded it. I have not taken away from it. It's out there. Okay? The consciousness I say I reside in, I reside in. You may not like it. Too bad. Okay? Okay? Again, the golden age of India was long, long ago. Now I see all these sadhus, supposed sadhus, which are chasing all the tourists. Bakshish, bakshish, bakshish. Give me money, give me this, give me that. Smoking hashish all day. Defrauding the people. Okay? I spoke against them when I was in India too. They didn't like it. But I'd pick up a danda and chase them. They go after the women. They didn't like. They gave one of them every time he see Kali's coming. He'd go around because he knew I'm not putting up with their bullshit. And I was very well respected in the community because I didn't do hashish. I actually did my meditation. I actually did the practices the way they're supposed to be done. And I had a lot of very good respect when I was in India. Okay? I didn't shake men's hands. It was namaste. That's it. Because I know their evil intentions and minds there. Okay? If a woman shakes their hand, you're a loose woman. That's what they think. If your ankles are showing, you're a loose woman. Okay? This is the dirty mindset of the men in India. Okay? And what I dealt with for years living there. Okay? So I've had enough of their self-righteous bullshit coming here with all their drama. Enough. Okay? Again, you live in India, and what do you see? People think here they're in the West, they're under this misconception that they're so righteous and holy because they all go to temple there. Oh yeah, they go. What do they ask for? Give me a son, give me a son, give me big business, give me money, give me money, give me a son. Are they asking for spiritual enlightenment? No. They're asking for mundane stuff. If a woman has a girl, it's her fault. I've seen the first day in India, babies abandoned. I've seen babies thrown in rivers. Okay? Again, I lived in the sadhu community. I'd see them sneak out. They'd go to the Muslim side and be eating meat. And all the while proclaiming that they are vegetarians. Okay? I never stayed in an ashram. Why? Because they're all freaking political and all there just to make money. A glorified hotel. When somebody was coming into town with a lot of money, they put up big banners for them. Really roll out the red carpet. I mean, literally, in some cases, roll out the red carpet. for the money. All about the money. Okay? I have no illusions of India. Okay? I have no illusions about Hinduism. Again, the caste system long ago wasn't in place for birth. It wasn't in place by birth. It was there by mindset. Then it became by birth. And people started getting enslaved within it. Okay? No matter how much they don't like it, eating meat used to be a very integral part of the system. And so that you that want to come against me and say I'm a hypocrite and I don't, you're the hypocrites, okay? You are the hypocrites. Read the Vedas. Understand what was there in the golden age of India, okay? You are hypocrites. You deny your past. And then want to throw it in the face here. I'm not having it anymore. Okay? 100% not having it. I stand for truth. You don't like the truth. You want a concocted story and a fairy tale. It's time for fairy tales to end. Okay? Let's wipe the slate clean. Okay? Read the Vedas. Read the Ramayana. Okay? Understand the history. Understand where all this is coming from. You want to preach Hinduism? Then preach it right. Be honest in it. Okay? Don't spin it into something else. And then when somebody says something about a corrupt guru, you come in with this bullshit that it's the Christian thing and you are against everything in Hinduism. Absolute bullshit. Okay? I stand for truth. I don't care what religious persuasion it is. I've talked about Catholicism 100% as well. Any priest that is a pedophile, they should be excommunicated immediately. They are supposed to be the vicar of Christ. They're supposed to be standing in the place of Christ. Christ is not a pedophile. So how can you allow that man to stay in that position? The minute something like that happens, they should be excommunicated 100%. The priesthood should be taken away from that man immediately. I don't care what religious persuasion it is. When you use dogma to enslave people, it's got to end. It's got to end. These rapes that are taking place in India, non-respecting of women, non-respecting of people needs to end. Okay? This idea that foreigners are good enough to take money from, but we don't respect them at all, has to end. Okay? This idea that you have to have a brown face and be a male before you can get realization, enlightenment, or any spiritual wisdom is bullshit and has to end. Again, needs to end. Just like White Tara said. She was out in the fields. Oh, you do such lovely practices. Maybe next time you'll be fortunate enough to be born a male and you can get enlightened. And she told them, I'm already enlightened, and I vow to only come back as a woman from now on to break through this bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. Spirituality is not owned by men. Okay? It's not. Spirituality comes from consciousness. Consciousness. Okay? Consciousness programs the brain, which then works through the body. The brain does not make consciousness. Got it backwards, as usual. Kundalini awakens, and then one does the yoga, the spontaneous yoga, the hatha yoga moves, okay? Again, that happened. Now they're trying to sell yoga. Cart before the horse, again, just the opposite. Absolute nonsense. Kundalini yoga has nothing to do with genuine Kundalini awakening. Again, nonsense, crap that I talk against is that. Okay, they don't like me in a lot of fields. They didn't like Kabir either. Didn't stop Kabir, it's not going to stop me. Okay? The Muslims hated Kabir, the Hindus hated Kabir. Until he died. Then he wasn't in anybody's face. Then they all loved him, of course. Then he was good, because he's not going to confront them directly. You have to have teachers willing to stand up and confront, to break through your bullshit. And that's what some of us are here to do. We're not here to kiss your ass and tell you how wonderful you are, with your ego aggrandizements and your foolishness and the things that are causing you bondage and keeping you in bondage. Okay? We are here to tell you, look, this way is bondage. You know, if you actually respected your women, you would have a much better, happier time of it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How mankind is fallen and how people buy into this crap. Again, I was going to say about the holy cow. Cows are so holy in India. They ask for their blessings. And what do you see at the Krishna mandir, the Krishna ashrams? The chowkidar out front beating the hell out of the cow so it doesn't shit in front of the ashram. And then the next second they're asking the cow, oh Ma, give me blessings. What the hell is wrong with you people? I've seen so much hypocrisy there. Don't ever come and say hypocrite here. Don't ever open your mouth one more time, because I've had it. Okay? You can bite your tongue for so long, but eventually you have to clean the slate. And you have to call it out. And today's the day. It's the end of the year. I'm calling it out. I'm putting it all on the line. Okay? People are in so much confusion, following things that are absolute bondage and not having the wisdom to look at it. Like I tell these ones, the Nityananda followers, spend 2 minutes of time checking his hagiography, his biography, all the bullshit he's claiming, and you will find, if you actually took a couple minutes to look, that it's all made up. From his birthday to his experiences and where he was. All of it made up. And they buy it hook, line, and sinker. Like a big fish. He's got you on the line. He's going to take you for every penny he can. And then when you have no more money, abuse you, throw you out. Okay? Oh, that's an avatar, all right. Somebody that's enlightened for lifetimes. Okay? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, but finally you come a point where you say that's enough is enough. You know, I didn't ask to be a guru. I didn't ask for that. Okay? You said it's something you accept. When your guru says, for humanity, accept this and go forward and give back what you can give back, you accept it. You do it. Okay? And then being a woman on top of it, and from the West, I've had, and as being one of the first people out there willing to give teachings out online, rather than having a physical ashram. My ashram is online. My people are online. I got nothing but a bunch of hell for years because of it. So when you're bringing something new in, you have to fight, and you have to stand your ground. Okay? You have to be a very strong person and not back down. And I'm not backing down from any of you fools. Okay? You want to continue to live in the mind spins and the hell realms of your making? Do it! Enjoy it! But I'm going to continue to be here for those that have had enough, that are ready to start to awaken. The ones that want a genuine, viable, spiritual path, how to go forward. And nobody can walk it for you. No guru can do it for you. They can be there to be an aid, to help you, to give you things, to give you support as you go through your journey, but you have to walk it yourself. You can't buy your way through. Doesn't work that way. You can't buy genuine spirituality. Doesn't work that way. And again, for those who want to say, I'm a hypocrite, I'm not selling courses. Okay? Never have, never will. Everything has been given to my students gratis. Okay? It's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's done here. Okay? I'm not going to play dress up and claim to be an avatar. Nonsense. Unbelievable. The crap that people want to believe. And the nonsense. And people that want to enslave them. Yeah, we were talking today also about the Trump and the bullshit that's going on in this country. And the people so hate-filled. And they're just pissed off with everything. And so Trump gives them an out to be pissed off and be arrogant assholes. Yes, I said arrogant assholes. I said that. Going and abusing people. It's got to end. It's got to end. Okay? If somebody wants to come here and have a decent conversation, but none of them ever come with a decent conversation. All they come is calling every name under the sun. You're an asshole, you're this, you're that, you're fat, you're ugly, you're that, you know. Really? Do you have nothing more than that? Is that all you got? Okay? At least come here with some kind of a modicum of some sense. And all this nonsense. Oh, you got such karma. No, the one that's the liar, that's really stealing people's funds, enslaving them, that's the one that's going to have karma, not the one that's warning people against it. Hello? I'm out here warning people, and for that, I'm going to incur karma. Now, tell me how. And as far as this cow by Roth, look it. And you want to keep throwing that bullshit out here about Cal Bhairav is going to do this and Cal Bhairav is going to do that. Not one person, I'm going to say this publicly, not one person that stood up against Nityananda or fake gurus has ever had one iota of something happen from Cal Bhairav. Why is that? Is Cal Bhairav so ineffective? Or is it that we're standing for truth? You might want to think about that. It's because we're standing for truth. I have said nothing wrong. What I say is genuine. Okay? Like I said, I know that person, met with him. What I say here, I said to his face, 100%. Okay? All these so-called holier-than-thou Brahmins don't even understand what the threefold thread is that they wear. Yet they'll be on the banks of the Ganges, oh, I can do this and I can do that for you. And they're supposed to be out in the Ganges saying the Gayatri mantra in the morning. Do you ever see any of those fools out there? Oh, heck no, of course not. But they're out there with their hand out. Okay? Absolute crap. 100%. And then they have unmitigated gall to come here and call me a hypocrite. Okay? I walked the path. The path I say I walked. From a very young age. From the time when I came in, from as long as I can remember, I was praying to know God. And Kundalini woke up when I was very young, 18, 19 years old. It completed when I was 49 years old in 1999. It ended in realization, the deconstruction of ego into Advaita mind. Okay? At that point in time, my guru, which is not one of these popular gurus that you're going to know because he was a genuine guru, okay? The real deal. Actually, a tantric guru. Not one of these ones selling sex and selling this drama, okay? He looked at the consciousness, knew where it was, and then at that point had me go to be a guru. And I accepted it. Okay? And have had to fight every step of the way since then. Because number one, I'm a female, older person, okay? I don't have a brown face. So what can I know? Okay? I lived the path of a contemplative for most of my life. Meditational, contemplative. I can talk to you about the Bible backwards and forwards, or we can talk Hinduism. Be my guest. Okay? If you want to know if somebody is in Advaita mind or not, read Ramana. Read Ramana. He is beyond a doubt, although he never was a guru, never wanted to be a guru. He was a sage, the real deal. Okay? Even he had people that would write books about him. And what did he say? I love this one. They came to him one day and said, Ramana, this person's written this horrible book about you. smearing you, saying the most horrid things. He said, great, buy up all the books, buy up every book you can find, and when people come here, when people come to stay here, give them the book. And maybe some of these fools will go away and leave me in peace. If they're going to believe that nonsense and that crap, then they don't belong here anyway. So let them have the book. Okay? Same thing. You want to talk smack about here, be my guest. Okay? But those that are seeking the real thing will know the difference. Okay? And the only thing you do by talking all your bullshit is showing your low intelligence. That you have none. Okay? That your spirituality is just absolutely non-existent. Okay? Because your morals have gone right down the tubes. And I think that's one of the most disconcerting things that you see with it. Their morality has gone right down the tube. They're becoming absolutely mentally ill with what they are saying. Absolutely deluded. So brainwashed, they are absolutely deluded. And it's very sad to see. Even when they get thrown out, they still defend. That is really, really brainwashed. This groupthink that you see happening. And you're getting the groupthink in this country as well with those that were following Trump, that just want to have this hatred and vitriolic nature.
Same phenomenon.
Against everyone and everything. And that groupthink makes it okay to be like that. Same thing when you get ones like these fake gurus that are going out and their people get stirred up and they're in this group mind think. Nastiest people on the planet. Their moral integrity goes right down the tubes. And it's very sad to see. You want to see people coming out of being enslaved and they just are ingraining more hatred that's got to be revolving in their minds. They've got to be just cranking on this stuff all day. So where is their peace? Because I guarantee they're not like what's here in a still mind that doesn't hold to any of this drama. Okay? But I think, that really it's time to come clean with this, and I've had enough of this nonsense about the vegetarianism and all this other drama, and that anybody that stands up for truth is hating Hinduism and hating it's nonsense that it's all a big plot and a ploy against it. Nobody's talking about against Hinduism. When you stand up for truth, those that are I don't care how many things they want to spout, when they're spouting all of these texts and things, and they're giving an absolutely 180 degree away from what it's actually saying, they are harming Hinduism. And these people are too foolish to see that. You get a so-called guru up there that's claiming to be celibate, and then he's out there boinking every woman he can boink, and having these secret things about you may have to watch porn, you may have to, you think that's helping Hinduism? You think that's helping Hinduism? You think everybody's making this up? They got videos, they got audios of it, and yet it's all being made up. It's all just it's a They don't want to see what's right in front of their faces, the reality of the situation. Unbelievable. It's time that all this nonsense ends and that people start standing up for genuine truth and turning their back on this nonsense and coming to spirituality rather than religiosity. Because in the name of religion, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill us all. This religion against this one, and they're all vitriolic, and there's so much hatred, rather than seeing the truth that's there, buried very deep, beyond the dogmas, that could be beneficial, that could actually free people. But instead of that, they want to take all this fringe bullshit, which has nothing to do with the pure spiritual reality, and spin it into some nonsense and hatred that they gravitate to. Unbelievable. People need to get back to basics. Get back to being heart-centered. Get back to praying, looking deep within, asking God to reveal and unveil the reality. Rather than chasing after these charlatans that for what, $13,000 you can get a tin box with a big blob in it that you can stare cross-eyed at and think you're getting something. You just look at it and incredulously going, what? Really? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, the genuine mystics are not going to those courses. They've been up in the Himalayas, like, when I went that time in the Himalayas, why I finally started teaching. I didn't want to accept it until this sadhu had come to me 3 times and asked me to take it on and please to teach. Became the first person that wanted to go, that follow me. The sadhu that lived in the Himalayas, actually in the cave all winter. Yeah, actually lived up in the Himalayas. So when I talk about my path, you don't know my path. You don't know where my consciousness is. You don't know how many lifetimes I've lived it. You don't know anything about me. And you assume, and I use the word assume, okay? You assume that I'm some, older white woman that's maybe read a book. Or what was it one of them said? Oh, you must have gone during your hippie years and spent a couple of days with a guru and came back, thought you were enlightened. No. During those days, I was actually a contemplative. Doing my path internally, like it's supposed to be done. Okay? A lot of years in contemplation and prayer and absolutely surrender. Okay? I wasn't out chasing parties. I wasn't chasing drugs. I wasn't chasing men. Okay? I was chasing God. I was surrendering to God. Okay? So I think I will leave this here. But I thought it was really time to clear the slate and to blow out this drama and say once and for all, all these mistaken notions and this drama, and who are they to come here and say this bullshit about hypocrisy when I have seen nothing but living in India, the hypocrisy that's there. You pray to Devi and you treat your women like garbage. Hypocrites, all of you. Okay? Older women, they're out begging because their families throw them out. They're not useful anymore. They get married. A woman's got to buy a fucking husband, and then their family starts demanding more. Burn them in a kitchen fire because they didn't bring enough dowry. They still, in some of the villages, advocate that if the husband dies, the woman should jump on the fire and burn with him willingly. Sati. Still advocate sati. In this day and age, if she were, no, it's not because she was holy because she jumps on that fire. It gives you an out. Then you don't have to take care of her, do you? This is your precious Hinduism. Okay? It needs to be reformed. Just like Christianity, Christ came to reform Christianity. Hinduism needs to have a lot of reformation done to it. All of the religious persuasions need to have reformations done to them. And you keep turning a fucking blind eye to it. And then people that put out warnings, you want to come after. Okay, you want to come after me? Come after me, okay? But I'm going to sit here and I will continue to tell the truth. You don't like it, you're not going to want to hear it, but I'm going to tell it. Yes, they still want to practice sati. And even, I forget which one it was, up in one of the high guys in politics was advocating for it. They still have child brides. Okay. Not making men accountable for rape. Still very hard to get men accountable for rape in India. And it's happening worse and worse and worse every day. The breakdown of society is happening. It needs to get turned around. Okay? Not to say this is such a great place here. You have men here in this country, same thing, running around, procreating, making all these babies and leaving the women in the lurch to have to raise them. It needs to end. Whether it's here, whether it's India, I don't care what country it is. Child brides with the Muslims. Musulmans, as they say in India, Musulmans, Muslims, this idea of child brides. And that women have to be covered and only their eyes are showing because men can't keep it in their pants. So they blame the woman. All the woman's fault because men have no self-control. So you're going to blame the woman. Unfrickin' believable. It's time for this crap to end. Okay? I don't care if it's Muslim. I don't care if it's Hindu. I don't care if it's Christianity. I will come after all of you equally because it's crap. In this day and age, to still have these things going on is nonsense. Honor killings. Muslims, Hindus, honor killings. And you want to say, I'm a hypocrite. And you want to come after me for what I'm saying and what I stand up for. Okay? And you live in a country that has honor killings. Okay? Nothing honorable about it. Okay? Ego-driven The only thing behind honor killings is fucking men's egos. They have a daughter, fell in love with somebody else, they'll kill her. Because their ego, their poor little male ego, has suffered a blow. Time to end. Okay? We try to uplift humanity. And sometimes what we say has to be hard. Because it needs to end. This crap needs to end. Don't tell me how spiritual you are and how loving of God and how respecting of God you are when you have honor killings that come out of nothing but ego aggrandizement. Unbelievable. Yes, maybe that's why my spiritual name starts with Kali. Because like Kali, I'm going to stand for truth. I'm going to freaking cut the head of ego wherever I can. Wherever it needs to be cut, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to come against it and I'm going to cut it. Okay? Understand? Now we understand. Okay? Because Kali don't play. Kali comes to a point and Kali don't play anymore. Okay? So you can come say all the nasty stuff you want to say. You can call hypocrite all day long. But I'm going to continue to stand for the truth as I have always done. I'm not going to charge for the path. Okay? But I'm also not going to accept any bullshit that you want to throw down the pike. Okay? If I see bullshit, I'm going to call bullshit. Okay? That's it. I can be the nicest person on the planet. But when I see bullshit, there comes a point where I say enough is enough. Okay? Like Kali, nothing to fear. You know, if you're seeking the truth, if you're seeking the way. But you're not going to like me, you're not going to like Kali if you're doing bullshit and lies and drama. Then she'll be your worst enemy. Okay? And she's not going to back down. Okay? Because when you live the truth of existence and you know what's behind it, and you know all the bullshit spin that people are putting around and dirtying it, eventually you say enough. How dare you dirty spirituality? How dare you cover it over with dogma and bullshit and use it to your own evil ends of ego aggrandizements? How dare you do that? It's time for that nonsense to end. I don't care if it's Muslim, Christian, Hindu, it needs to end. All of it. And people need to come back to genuine spirituality that comes from the heart and leave all their ego crap behind. Because enough. It's enough. Really enough. So we have two videos today, both radically different. One is to the very peaceful side of what happens in the spiritual path, and one comes to the hard side. When you come to truth and you stand for truth, there's only so much bullshit that you want to take. Just like Christ. Christ was there. And what happened when he went into the temple? He overthrew the money changers and threw them all out. This is a house of prayer, and you made it a den of thieves, and he was pissed. He wasn't in there happy. He wasn't in there kissing and let's all pray. He didn't go in there. There are times when you have time for righteous anger, and it has a time and a place, and this is time and the place. This is the time and the place for that. Now you can pick it either way you want to do. I don't care. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. I don't much care. It's the same to me, no matter which. No matter which. Okay. The mind here stays still no matter which direction I have to go. I don't care. Okay? It doesn't make a difference. When it's stilled, that's it. Doesn't mean you become blind to all the bullshit and you're sitting there in la la land. Doesn't mean that at all. Okay? Just means you don't take any of that on. You can see quite well. Okay? You don't come deluded. You're not in Fantasyville. You see quite well. That's why you're awake. Okay? You're awake. You see what's there, what's not. You want to help humanity. In order to help humanity, sometimes you got to stand against a lot of bullshit that's going on. A lot of drama, a lot of things that are not helping them, they're enslaving them, they're keeping them enslaved. And yet, people want to continue to not change it. Unbelievable. They'd rather be hate-filled with all of their petty ego stuff, keeping women down to boost themselves up, and it's ridiculous. It's time for the nonsense to end. That's it. Time for the nonsense to end. Namaste.